G'day viewers, and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a slightly different episode today, being that I'm a bit out of touch and a bit rusty with all my recording buttons and all things, so hopefully this episode will get me back into the groove of finding time to produce more content for the channel. First up, some news on old Captain Cranky, the computer behind me here. I'm not pointing any fingers, but someone asked me recently how old Captain Cranky has been going. Well, he was going really well, but that wasn't until someone put the mocker on him, and he had a bit of an episode last week. The short story behind that issue was that I did have a couple of Samsung M.2 hard drives in this DIMM.2 adapter, which goes into the Asus board, and unbeknownst to me, there was a firmware issue with those particular M.2, which are the 980 Pro M.2s. Those and a few other models, they had a dodgy firmware issue on those, and if you didn't update the firmware, basically the drive would fail. Mine failed, being that it was also in a RAID 0 on this adapter. Only made it a little bit more painful, but thankfully I had all my data backed up, and the only thing I really lost were my Windows settings, which is not the greatest headache in the world, but still a pain in the backside to have to go through and reload all your software, deal with licensing, and get all your monitors and systems set up just how you like it. So my advice from that is to also keep a backup image of your Windows settings, so that if you do have a boot drive fall over, then recovering all your system will be far easier. So another lesson learned for me. Alright, now on to some happier news. Being that this is a channel based around all things CAD, the chances are that 90% of the viewers have a half decent nVidia GPU stashed away in their workstation. Yep, and I'm also Team Green, so I've got an RTX A4000 in my computer. So the clever guys and girls over there at nVidia have released a free bit of kit that will work on your RTX range of GPUs, and it's called nVidia Broadcast, and it's pretty damn cool. Let's take a look at the download page. Let me just drag this over to my other screen. So here we are on the nVidia web page. So all you have to do is Google nVidia Broadcast, and this page will show up. Now, to get it started, all you really need to do is hit the download now button and follow a few simple rules. There's a getting started section down the bottom here. Download the app, choose your devices and effects, and connect that device or that new setting into your application, which could be Camtasia, could be your Teams meeting, could be a Zoom meeting. Essentially, the tool acts like a new camera on your system, and we'll have a look at that a bit later. So what does this new application do? Well, let's go through a few of the things that it can do, and it's all running on GPU processing. So they call it AI, it's algorithms, and computers doing what computers do. The things that it can do that will help you in your day. So it has a function to manage noise. So not only noise coming out of or in your own office or your own environment through your own microphone, which could be dogs barking or people talking in the background, other people, photocopiers, air conditioning noises, those sorts of things feeding into your microphone, which will be coming out at the other end at your client's office. So it can negate those noises and isolate your voice. So that's pretty cool. It can also manage noises coming in from your client. So if you have a client with barking dogs, or you contact someone on site and you're having a video meeting with a builder on a construction site and there are hammers and excavators making noise, this application will remove that background noise and isolate their voice. So the only information, or that only audio coming through on your speakers is cleaned up. That's pretty cool. Like we've all been in those meetings or had those issues where it's been hard to concentrate on the client when there's so much distracting noise going on. So that feature is pretty impressive. So the other thing that they have is a virtual background. So you can essentially have a green screen effect without having to use a green screen. So it is removing the background behind you and putting in a replacement background, which could be just a still image, but even cooler than that, you can actually put in a video that can play in your background. So I'll do a little bit of this later on to show you what that might look like. It has an auto framing tool. I'm not sure whether this will be useful for our particular industry, but there might be a time when certain people have a need for this. But essentially, it's a tracking tool to see where your image is in the screen, and it'll change the picture to compensate for that. So clever technology. Not sure exactly the application, but if you can think of an application, leave some comments in the area below and let me know. Has some video noise cleanup. I haven't tried this as yet, but I'm sure it can help certain applications. And the big one is that I see for this tool is an eye contact. Now, looking directly at a video recording device and staring straight down the barrel of a camera to record is quite difficult. Anyone who's tried this at home will understand that looking straight down the barrel of a camera can be quite difficult to do. And if you're not looking straight down the barrel of the camera, so if you're looking off to the side, it's quite disengaging for the audience. Now, currently I have this technology turned on, so I'm looking at a screen off to my right, and the technology should be straightening my eyes to look further, or straight down the barrel of the camera. So that's what it's meant to do. So it's aimed to help you engage with the audience. In some cases, it might be a YouTube channel that you're recording for, but where I see the benefit really is when we are doing meetings with our clients. So we are, it's now 2024, and I'd say, on a daily basis, or several times a week, we are having meetings with our clients, and we are looking at a model on a monitor that is not directly in line with a camera, mainly because we are working on monitors and not laptops. If you're looking at a laptop, normally the camera is very close to the screen, but most engineers and draftsmen are working on multiple screens. So having a camera that is a little to the side or above the monitor can be distracting for your audience, and particularly if they are disengaged. If you're doing work and talking about the drawings and PDFs or a model, and you're not engaged with the people from the other end, then it can be disinteresting for them, but certainly the technology, I feel, will help engage with your audience and keep them interested in listening to the topics that you're talking about. So that's the bit of kit that is available, and I think it's quite clever. Now, if we want to have a look at what this looks like in action, I've got it set up on my main screen here, and I'm now just going to turn off that setting. So you should see a difference between having it turned on and having it turned off. So I'll just turn the technology back on again, and I'm now looking straight at the camera, and if my eyes start shifting across to my other monitor, it should keep track of my eyes. I'm not sure at what point it will lose track, but at some point it will be too far away from the screen for it to work. So I'll now come back to the center, and I'm now looking directly at the camera. So this is me looking at the camera. Now I'll just pan to a little bit to the left. So now I'm looking at my monitor on the left hand side, but it should be making my eyes look like it is looking down the barrel of the camera. So I'm probably 15-20 degrees away from the camera now. This is quite a wide monitor, so if I'm looking right in the middle of the monitor, it probably has stopped working, or it can't readjust all the way. If I'm looking down, I'm not sure at the moment how much that will pick up, or if I'm looking up, how much that will pick up. And the other thing I was playing around with this morning was the distance between when I'm close to the monitor, looking to the side, as opposed to when I'm further away from the monitor and looking away. So these are all things I've still got to test out to see what the best, but my normal seated position, working here and speaking to the client with my monitors, this I feel will be quite a common process that I'll be doing with clients. I've also got on here you can see the GPU processing time. It'll be interesting to see once I have CAD programs. Not that I think it will overload, but you can see it's using quite a bit of GPU with 42%, and you can see here I've got my processor lasso to look at how much CPU usage, and it's bugger all. So we're using 1% of the CPU, so it is using very little CPU. So that's the technology. It's still in beta mode, so it's, where are we, late February 2024. The technology is still in beta mode. You can see when you load it up that it's still in beta. It's free as long as you have an RTX nVidia card, it'll work. So that's a bit of an update on what's been going on here. Hopefully I can brush off some of this rust on and get back into doing some recordings. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.